So I've been working with Francisco for a while, as he said, and the synergy sort of mission, and just really like resonates with me. Everybody coming together and everything coming back around, and community and connection. And that's what I'm all about. And I think that that's a big part of the healing that people get through yoga as well. So thank you guys for being here. The focus today is to open our hearts and to deepen the back bend physically, but more so to come out of this time of turmoil and open our hearts to the goodness and the abundance that hopefully is just in front of us. We don't want to, we want to break the habit of any sort of darkness that we've taken on. A lot of us have lost loved ones. There's sickness and worry and anxiety all around. So hopefully we can shed that here today and turn things in a new direction together. What else do I want to say about backbends? You know, physically, you can see sometimes people when they're sad or depressed, in emotional pain or physical pain, sort of can close their heart and protect themselves. When you close yourself off to the bad things, you know, coming your way, you also close yourself off to the good things. So that's the intention here. And hopefully we all kind of open up together. So let's begin with this chakra balancing meditation. We'll take just about 10 minutes or so and consciously breathe through it as well. But we want to focus on the heart chakra, but we want everything in balance, because harmony is everything working together. And maybe we'll focus a little bit more time once we get to the heart area of the body, but we'll start at the root. So go ahead and let's actually come into a butterfly position, soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, and just sort of start to maybe rock back and forth, get your sits bones sort of in contact with the mat. And then you're going to interlace your fingers and sort of wrap your hands beneath the toes. Okay, so for the root chakra, you want to envision the color red. This is your grounding. This is the lowest point in your body that meets the earth, right? So let's go ahead and we're going to lift ourselves up and down. So kind of rock forward, lift up, and feel your seat kind of hit the floor. So we're awakening the root energy. Let's take 5 more. Okay, and then come back to your center. And we're gonna rotate around the root of the body, going to the right. So kind of start to move your spine, invite fluidity into the body, and sort of rock a little bit like we did in the first part, from side to side. Let's take 5 more. And just breathing as evenly as you can. With starting to bring your attention to the breath. And let's reverse it and take 10 to the other side. You can sort of go at your own pace. A couple more. Good, and then come back to your center, sort of recalibrate yourself, and you can release your hands. We're gonna make a fist with the hands. You're gonna just fold the thumbs in and wrap the fingers over the thumbs. With the pinky side of your hand, we're gonna move up to the second chakra, the sacral chakra, and we're gonna just tap 2 inches below the navel with the pinky side of the hand. So don't just hit the surface, you kind of hit with some energy, like you're going through the body, right? So sort of nice and tall. This chakra associated with the color orange. Sometimes when it's out of balance, you feel some nervous energy. You can be very critical of yourself. Each chakra also associated with one of the senses. This one in particular, your sense of taste. So let's go 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We're going to take the same fists, same position, pinkies in, to the solar plexus. So there's where the liver meets the stomach, just where the rib cage kind of comes together, and you're going to tap the same way. So this area may feel a little bit sensitive, maybe just like a tinge of pain. The color associated with chakra solar plexus is yellow. And just keep a little energy in it. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. When this chakra is out of balance, you could perhaps have judgments on yourself, judgments on others. You can be a little overly critical. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, up to the fourth chakra, the heart. You can keep the fists or you can open up your hands, and we're just gonna let the fingers fall onto the chest. So we'll spend a little bit more time here. Colors for the heart chakra: green, sometimes pink, which is associated with love. Talked to Scotty a little bit earlier today, and we talked about how the heart, the arms and the fingers are an extension of the heart, right? And the sense is, not surprisingly, touch, because we feel with our heart and we extend touch through the fingers and the hands. Kind of move around a little bit. And we'll go for 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take your fingers up to the throat. Just kind of this area where the collarbones kind of meet here. Is that the collarbones? Yeah, the inside. And go ahead and tap. So throat chakra is your communication associated with the color blue. When things are out of whack, there's some misunderstandings. Maybe things don't come out quite the way you intend for them to. So ten more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Third eye, you can take just the index and middle finger, and we're going to tap just between the brow. So for this one, you can go ahead and close your eyes. Maybe even with your eyes closed, just keep your gaze up towards the center of the forehead as you tap. And remember, you're waking up the pineal gland inside the brain. So tap with a little emphasis or a little bit more energy, like you're tapping through the body. This is a darker color blue, like indigo. Still sitting nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. 10 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then the last one up to the crown. So where a baby would have its soft spot, right center top of the head, go ahead and drop your fingers down. Eyes closed or open, whenever feels comfortable. Colors violet and white. This is your comprehension, your self-awareness. Ten. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a couple of deep breaths and notice if you feel that line of energy from the root to the crown. Maybe some tingling. Hopefully some grounding. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. Take a little bow towards each other, toward yourself. And you can flutter your eyes open. And we'll start to move within the body. So let's just stay, cross your legs and come to a seated position, more crisscross. So nice and tall. And just take an easy twist. So bring your right hand behind you, bring your chin towards your right shoulder, and just start to open the abdomen, get into the side ribs. Good, and let's twist to the other side. Left hand behind, right hand in front. Lift your chest. Tip your chin over your left shoulder, look behind you. Take a breath. Try to come back to center. Okay, and then just drop your right forearm to the right side, the floor beside you, or the mat beside you, and reach your left arm up and over. So really just getting into the side bodies. And as you inhale, lift your armpit and your left rib cage up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, reach your left fingertips a little bit deeper, a little bit longer with the arms. Let's stay here for 2 breaths. Slight sound of your breath in your throat. Go ahead and then come up and change to the other side. So left arm out, you can bring your forearm down or keep a straight arm, whatever feels better. Reach the right arm up and over. Right rib cage rotates up towards the ceiling, and right fingertips reach a little deeper. Let's take 2 more deep, full breaths. Good, inhale, come back up to your center, and just gently walk your hands forward. Drop your forehead down and lengthen through your tailbone. Just relax. And walk your hands back to center. Guys still here? Cool. Okay, and then let's bring the right arm up. Right hand behind, just between the shoulder blades, and grab your right elbow tip. Let the back of your head a little bit guide the arms back. So back of the head presses against the arms and the spine stays straight. Take a breath.
Oh, should we go to that spot? The cement spot?
Good, change. Other side. Good, and then just bring the hands down by your side. We're gonna just take a moment or 2 to stretch the neck. Just drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And then breathe into that, direct your breath into that space along the left side of your neck, into the shoulder. Each breath, getting a little deeper into the stretch. Good, inhale, come up to center and drop your left ear to the left shoulder, right side of the neck stretching. It's cool to keep the eyes closed here. And sort of feel like, takes a few breaths in to sort of feel all the muscles relax and allow a little bit more of a stretch, which is the intention of today, to stay in things and allow some change to happen. Okay, inhale, come back up to center. Let's take a slow roll of the head. Drop your chin to your chest. And let's go to the right. Absolutely no rush. So the intention is to go very slow. Notice all of the sort of gravelly feeling in your neck and shoulders. Very slowly. Let's take a full second rotation to the right. Dropping the head back. And then slowly reverse, full head roll to the left. We don't give our neck enough attention, and it's holding up our heavy heads full of thoughts all day long, as well as the shoulders. So notice how much better your practice may feel if you give your neck a little bit more attention in the warm up. Good. And then just come up to a seated position. We're going to take one more really slow one here. The slowness really kind of getting into this new space. So sit up nice and tall. We're going to keep your left hand to your side for a little bit of stability and stretch your right fingertips up and forward. So imagine you're stretching forward, but you're not really moving so much. And then imagine you're stretching up towards the ceiling. We're going to rotate the palm outward and bring the arm all the way back and down behind you. So you'll maybe feel some clicking in your shoulder, right? It's not meant to be painful, but to slowly move through these tighter spaces and then reverse it. I'm not really one for slow movements all the time, but I just recently did this in a class. We're going to do this 3 times. And slower can be a lot harder sometimes and a lot more beneficial than, rushing through. Good, now let's take one more. You really feel the pull forward and the stretch up before you rotate back. Keep your chest nice and lifted. Maybe tap the floor with your fingertips and then reverse it back. Good, and let's take the other side. So right hand down, left arm is going to extend straight forward and rotate it back. And reverse. So I'm sort of feeling that like nervy stretch in the shoulder that is a little bit bitter, right? So it's okay. You don't want to feel anything jarringly painful, but just recognize that the feeling of change is not always tied up in a bow. Okay, last one. Good. Awesome. Okay, let's bring the feet forward, heels close to your butt, and we're going to take a reverse tabletop. So turn your fingers pointing away from you. Take a deep breath in. And then anchor the heels and lift your hips up. You could keep the neck neutral. If you feel comfortable, you can drop your head back. Squeeze your butt and lift your hips a little bit higher. Hold it here. 2 breaths. Good. Slowly lower back down. Turn your hands, fingers point forward now, wrists away, or just opposite of the way you just had them. Take a deep breath in and lift up for a second set. So squeeze your butt, keep your thighs parallel. Lift up a little bit higher in the hips. Good, and change. Slowly lower your hips down to the floor. Okay, we're gonna extend that reverse tabletop to a reverse plank. So extend your legs straight out. Again, turn the fingers pointing back. Take a deep breath in. And lift your hips up. So squeeze your butt. Bring the soles of your feet down to the floor. And again, same option with the head. Okay to keep it neutral. Okay to drop your head back when you feel ready. Good. Slowly lower down. And same thing. Turn your hands forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push up. So back bending, not just about utilizing or contracting the back side of the body, but also opening the front. So preparing for that here. And change. Lower your hips down. Walk your hands in towards the waist, sit up nice and tall. And we're gonna take one more time that fist of the thumbs in, fingers fold over, and you're gonna just give your thighs and your legs a tap. You can kind of tap up and down the sides. It's like waking up the legs. Let me just make sure I can see everybody. Awesome. Good, so kind of go up and down. Good. And then maybe shake it out. We're gonna bring across at the ankles and bring the knees, or bring the feet and ankles behind us, move into a tabletop position. Good. So we're gonna start with a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So take it at your own pace. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On your inhales, drop your belly down and broaden the collarbones, and exhale, scoop the belly in. Let your eyes look up towards your navel and really round through the upper back and shoulders. Good. Take a couple more rounds here. Good. Let's meet back to in a neutral spine, tabletop position. Let's bring the right arm forward and the left leg back behind you, point at toes. Make sure your hips are level, gaze looking ahead of you, and just reach fingertips to toes. Keep the top of the right foot anchored down into the floor. Belly is pulled in. One more breath. And take an inhale, extend fingertips to toes again, and then on your exhale, reach around behind you for a tiger. So grab the inside of the foot. It's okay to check your balance here, or be a little bit challenged, right? This is the point of sort of checking in with all the different muscle groups of the body. Change. Extend forward and just switch to the other side. Left arm forward, right leg back. So first, find your length, anchor down through the right fingertips. Take an inhale, get a little bit longer, and exhale, reach behind you. Pulling your chest forward as you kick up and into your hand. Maybe lifting the gaze. And then change, extend back to your tabletop position. Okay, let's just give one more kind of opportunity to the spine to find some fluidity. So I think of like a double Dutch jump rope, but it's like a loop, right, with your spine. So sort of start to find that loop and get your head into it a little bit so that at the end you sort of see your hips. As you roll to the right, you would see your right hip. And then switch into the other direction. Maybe your eyes see your left hip. You try to go a little bit deeper. Good, and then come back to center. Okay. So I want to work us up to a possibly a 2-minute puppy pose, but I want to give you options in case your shoulders are not quite ready. Right, so first, from your tabletop, just walk your hands forward as much as you can. First option is to bring your forehead down to the floor so that you're lengthening your spine, pressing against the floor with your palms, and pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. If you feel comfortable to bring your chin forward, ultimately you would bring your chin to the floor and let your chest melt into the floor. Okay, so from the chin, the neck, and the chest all in contact with the mat. Keep the hips high and press the tops of the feet into the floor. So wherever you fall with this, you don't want to feel any real pain. If you have any shoulder injuries, not a pinching, painful experience, but again, the feeling of change is getting into some places that you don't normally access. So We're only going to be here for about another 40 seconds. Sometimes it feels like your arms have fallen asleep, maybe a little tingly. You can always do this against the wall in your own practice at home. Gives it a little bit of a different approach. So each time you inhale, breathe into the rib cage. And each time you exhale, whether it's the forehead or the chest, melt a little bit deeper into the mat. About 15 more seconds. Okay, slowly pull your chest forward, and we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So the feet are open a little bit. Make sure you guys can see me. Arms are parallel and fingertips grip the floor. So energetically, imagine you're pulling the floor back toward you and you're pulling your chest through your upper arms. Belly button and hips press into the floor. Pull your upper back forward like it's coming through the heart. And then just the back of the neck stays nice and long. Good. Tip your left forearm in a little bit at a 45-degree angle and bring your right hand to the right foot. We're going to take a quad stretch so you can reach inside and pull the foot in towards the right butt cheek. If you can bring your right elbow up towards the sky, you can sort of flip your grip and get a little bit of a more active quad stretch by pulling the toes down towards the floor. Okay, just be here for a couple more breaths. Try to keep the hips square, stable. Good, other side. Right hand and forearm tilt in, left hand to left foot. So preparing, this is opening up the front of the body so that the quads are nice and pliable. And then when you go in, you're going to your back bends, your front side of the body has to be cooperative as well. So two-part process. Good, and then change. Okay, second set of puppy. And then I promise we'll start to move a little bit. But come back to your puppy. Ideally, or not ideally, but just pay attention to the space in your body. If your forehead was down on the first part, maybe you start to inch your chin forward. So go ahead and come into it. We're gonna aim for 2 minutes. It's a lot, right? But you have to stay with your breath. So let's do it together. Each time you breathe in, press the tops of the feet down, breathe into the rib cage. And on the exhales, just melt your heart into the floor. Feel the arms connect to the earth, right? Feel the whole body sort of grounding as you create this space in the spine. Okay, we're just about a minute in. So you're halfway there. Can your breath take you deeper? About half a minute left. Ten seconds. Change. I got an evil eye for my sister across the room. Good. So like you're kind of moving through quicksand. Walk it back, maybe shake out your neck and your head. Good, and we're gonna come up to our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes and guide your hips up. Start to pedal it out. So bend your knees right and left. Give your lower body a heads up. Feel your hips move from side to side. Maybe alternate coming up on the toes, right heel up, and sort of twist the upper body. And when you feel ready, settle into your posture. So let the heels fall heavy down towards the floor. And feel that stretch up the back seam of the leg. So from the heel up towards the tail. Maybe the chest a little bit closer to the thighs. And then anchor down through the fingertips. So imagine you're opening a tight jar. Right hand presses down and to the right. Left hand presses down and to the left. And then a little bit lift at the armpit chest. 2 breaths. Let's just drop the forearms down and come into a dolphin pose. So walk your feet in a little closer toward each other. Forearms are parallel. Walk your feet up a little bit closer toward your face. So this is nice opening in the shoulders and the upper back. If you want to add a little bit to it, you can come up and down on the toes here. Heels up, hips over the shoulders, and then heels down. Just a couple. Dolphin sort of turns the heat up. So it's like short burst of energy for dolphin, and then maybe take 2 more, and we'll all meet in a child's pose. Good. Drop your knees, extend the tailbone, take a breath. Okay, slowly press up to a tabletop position. Maybe open the knees and feet, tuck the toes, and come back to your downward facing dog. We're gonna walk the hands back toward the feet and take our first forward fold. So bend the knees, lay your belly against your thighs, drop your head down, and just ragdoll for a moment or two here. You can grab your opposite elbows, shift from side to side. My favorite thing to think about in this is just dumping all my heavy thoughts onto the floor. So it feels really good energetically to me to sort of let go here, hopefully for you too. Okay, arms and head hang heavy. Slowly roll your spine up. One bone, one vertebra at a time. I'm gonna tilt the camera up a little bit, and we're gonna be standing for the next portion. So bring your feet together. We're gonna start with a modified version of the salutes to the gods and goddesses. So bring your feet together. We're gonna start on the right side, the big step forward to high crescent lunge. Right foot steps forward, arms can come up and hands in prayer overhead. Lock your back leg and push your heel forward over your toes. Stabilize the hips. And when you're ready, take a back bend. Think of this back bend beginning in the front of the left hip, lifting up through your chest and pulling back through the arms. Squeeze your left butt cheek and go back. Inhale to come up. Pivot and turn to face the back of your mat. So same thing, high crescent lunge. Lock your back leg, squeeze your right butt cheek, lift your chest, and go back. If you can only drop your head back here, no worries, you're in it. That's a back bend. If you're feeling good, go for more. But try not to be judgmental against yourself in the process. Inhale to come up. Pivot again, face the front. And we're gonna lift the back leg, drop the left knee down to stack lunge. Chin to your chest, round your spine, bring your forehead to your knee. So fingertips can come in between the big and middle toe on the floor. Favorite cue to give this time of year, angry Halloween cat spine. Because everybody knows what a Halloween cat looks like. Okay, inhale to come up. So trace a line with your fingertips. Drop your head back, back bend. Inhale, come up. Tuck your back toes. Crescent lunge, right foot steps back to the left. Whew, gets me every time. It's a temp heat builder. Okay, other side. Left leg is gonna step forward, same thing. Big step. High crescent lunge, lock the right leg. Back bend. So push your heel forward over your toes. That's the way. Don't be afraid to be in it. Just stay breathing. Change. Inhale to come up. Turn, face the back. Inhale, back bend. Good. Inhale, come up. Turn back to the front. Lift your right leg off the floor. Drop the knee. Forehead to knee, rounded spine. So if you feel really challenged in your balance here, you can open up the hands and let that leverage against the floor help you to stretch through your back rib cage. And if you can, bring the hands back together in prayer. Inhale, trace that same line to come up, back bend. Good, inhale, come up, tuck the back toes, big step back, hands to your heart center. Beautiful, inhale, circle the arms up. Take a standing back bend. And then come all the way down to the floor for forward fold. We're gonna take Padangusthasana, hand to big toe pose. So open up your feet a little bit. Wrap your peace fingers around the big toes. Take a halfway lift to lengthen your spine. First, straight arms. And then exhale, bend your elbows straight out to the side. Drop your head down and start to pull. Roll your body weight towards that ball of the foot. So the big toe mound presses against the fingers a little bit. Eyes look up towards the ceiling. And the back of the neck lengthens. So let that pull lengthen your upper body. Let the strength of your legs allow the stretch of the lower body. So finding flexibility through strength. Good, release your arms and head and slowly walk your hands forward into a high plank. Good, take an inhale. Shift your shoulders past your wrists and slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Let's untuck the toes. You guys can see me still? We're gonna take a 3-part cobra. I like to call it rolling cobra. It's just basically moving with your breath. So bring your hands wide. Use your fingertips in a tented position. Take an inhale, press up to your cobra. So all the way to the top. And then as you exhale, try to connect each of the front of the vertebrae to the floor to come back down. Touch your chin. Take one step in with the hands closer and do it again. Inhale, press up. Exhale, roll down slowly, reverse. Chin touches. Good, one more. Hands in, inhale, press up. On the exhale, roll back down. Beautiful, tuck your toes. Press up to high plank. Shift to downward facing dog. Okay, eyes look forward. Tippy toes, you can jump or step forward. Feet to the top of the mat. And then inhale, lengthen up, halfway lift. Exhale, release it down back to your forward fold. Okay, inhale, circle the arms all the way up. Hands come down to your heart center. Okay, we're gonna come into some lower lunges. So take an inhale, go straight up, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. So hopefully by this time, feeling a little bit more mobility in your spine. Noticing how your back bends got like gradually deeper as we've been moving through this series. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right leg straight back, and drop the right knee down. Inhale, rise up to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. You'll first lengthen the sides of your body and reach up through the fingertips. Take an inhale. On your exhale, wrap your right arm under your left for eagle arms. Okay, so you can wrap here. You can interlace the fingers if you need to, or keep the hands in prayer. Bring your arms and elbows forward and up, away from you. And if you can go more, you can add a back bend. So we're moving into the shoulders and the upper back. As you anchor through that top of the right foot, stretch up into the chest and go back. Inhale, come up. Release the arms. And we're gonna come to, hands inside. Bring the elbows down for lizard. So left elbow in line with your left heel. One more breath. Good, press yourself back up. Left hand to the outside of the foot. Tuck your right toes, left leg steps back to right high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. If you need to take knees, chest, chin, also an option. Take the flow that you need for today. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg up to the sky, split dog. Right foot steps forward. Drop the left knee down. Inhale, rise up to Anjaneyasana. Use the sides of the body to stretch up. Take an inhale. On the exhale, left arm under. Same option to back bend, eagle arms. So pull the elbows, the forearms, the hands up and away. Inhale, come up. Release the arms. Right hand to the inside of the foot. Come down to lizard lunge. Still right ball of the foot, center of the right heel, pressing down into the floor. One more breath. And press up, reframe the front foot. Take a big step, left foot to meet the right, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release belly to thighs, chest to knees. Inhale, circle arms up. Hands to your heart center. Good, let's take it one more time in the left. Inhale, circle arms up. Back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your left leg straight back. Low lunge. Inhale, rise up. Just one breath. Exhale, right arm under. Inhale, back bend. Come up. This time, let's frame the front foot and shift back to a half split. So flex the right toes back towards your face. Keep them 90 degrees in the left leg. And lengthen pull your breastbone forward. Square the hips and the shoulders. Should feel like a lot to just pull those toes back here. One more breath. Good, shift forward. Tuck the left toes, right leg steps back to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, press up to upward facing dog, shoulders down and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up, left foot forward. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, stretch up. On the exhale, bring the left arm under to eagle. Back bend, one breath. Exhale, come up. Hands to the floor, shift back to half split. Pull the left toes back towards your face. And shift back forward. Frame the foot. Take a big step up, right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Take inhale, circle arms up. Hands to your heart center. Okay, we're gonna come down to the floor, but we're gonna come into a yogi squat. So Malasana pose, open up your feet and slowly lower your hips down towards the floor. So the inner thighs press against the elbows press out against the thighs. Eventually, long-term, toes can turn more in towards parallel. I like to imagine a little weight tied to my tailbone, like a fishing weight. I don't know why. That's kind of helping me to lengthen my whole spine. Very helpful visual for me. Press your palms together. Okay, we're gonna move into some camel practice, maybe camel practice. So we're gonna come right back to the squat. Let's come to our knees first. So you're in a kneeling style position, a little bit of space between the knees and the feet. Bring your right hand to your right heel, and we'll take a single arm camel. Right, so reach the left arm up and behind you as you lift your hips, push your hips forward, and reach your left fingertips behind you. Good, now as you come down, you're gonna swing over to the other side. Left hand grabs the left leg or left foot, right arm reaches behind. Take a couple of breaths on this first one, each side maybe. And then we're gonna start to move, just take it at your own pace, right? Couple rounds, swing to the right and then to the left. If it feels easier to reach for the floor behind you, or not easier, more helpful, use the floor behind you as well. Maybe one or two more. Maybe a sip of water if you need it. Good, and then we'll come back to our kneeling style position. So now I wanna go back to the squat and sort of incorporate that same idea. Maybe spend a little bit more time here because we'll be using a little bit more of the body. So let's see, right hand behind you. You're gonna reach up and behind, so like a wild thing. And then same fluid motion, come back through your center, maybe drop your hips for a second, reach up and behind you with your right. Or maybe not, maybe you stay in your squat in between. Okay, ultimately, a couple of rounds of this, you're feeling nice and warmed up in your spine, you can come all the way around to your wheel. And if you can do that, then you would come all the way around in a circle, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then if you're going one way, make sure you do the same on the other side. Yeah, was it the first time we did that?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a first timer over here, guys. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of coordination in your body. So give yourself some time. Francisco's just like gliding on through. But this feels really good once you can find the coordination. Woo! Maybe you fall sometimes. It's usually easier on one side than another too. So don't be surprised. Just kind of roll with it. Okay, maybe take 2 more. Whew, 1 more. Good. And then come to a seat for a second. Actually, let's swing our legs around and come onto our belly for a few. And then we'll take a few poses on our back as well. So come to your belly. We'll take a traditional cobra. So bring your hands underneath your chest, hug your elbows in, and bring the feet all the way together. So toes and heels touching, chin forward. See if you can get your whole neck on the floor. Take a deep breath in and slowly come up, peeling your upper body off the mat. Draw your shoulders down towards the elbows. Draw the elbows down towards the hips. Try to see something new. On the next breath, lift up. Hold it. And then change. Lower all the way down. Try to touch your chin. Then turn your head. Look to the right. And relax. So prone, belly down, Shavasana, but the idea is the same. Just completely relax. Okay, bring your chin forward. Next one, locust. We're gonna try to bring the hands behind the back in this variation and squeeze your palms together. Feet can be a little bit apart. Okay, take a deep breath in. Lift your legs and lift your upper body. Okay, reach your knuckles toward the back of your mat. Use your butt and your hips to lift your legs, and then lift one more rib up and hold it. Hold it. Change, lower down. Touch your chin and then turn your head to the left. Shavasana, release. So when you breathe and your belly is down on the floor, you can actively like push the floor away with your breath and then passively let the floor deflate your belly on the exhale. Okay, we're gonna take 2 variations on bow. So the first one, bring your chin forward, bend your knees. We're gonna keep the feet flexed. Reach back, wrap your arms around your, wrap your hands, your arms. You can wrap your arms, go for it. But this like letter C grip on your ankles, or you can even reach around to the front of the ankles. The idea is, inhale, come up to your bow, but don't let your knees come up off the floor. Just kick your shins towards the back of your mat and feel how that gets into your upper back and shoulders, right? Flex your toes more. Yeah. And now let it pull you. Yes, beautiful. Eyes can look up. Hold the knees down. 3, 2, 1. Totally relax. Turn your head to the right. Left ear down. Okay, last version of the bow for today. Bring your chin forward, bend your knees. Oh, hey, I might have lost you guys for a second. So last version of the bow. Bend your knees. This time grab outside edge of the feet. Okay, take a deep breath in and kick back and up. Okay, feet come right over the top of your head. You want to roll forward so you feel a heartbeat in your belly. Yep, until you're like, whoa, oh, that's the heartbeat in the belly. Yep, roll forward and kick and keep kicking and keep kicking and keep kicking. And then change. Okay, turn your head to the left. Okay, bring your hands underneath your chest. We'll take a fixed firm pose. So walk forward, open up your heels to the outside of your hips and just sit your hips down in between your heels. So you can open your knees if you feel any discomfort. Great. I like to roll the calves out of the way so that I can get a flatter top of the foot. And then if you're good here, hands to your feet, palms to the soles of the feet, lift your chest and come back one elbow at a time. Still, that's good for you. Top of the head touches the floor. Then the back of your head and shoulders, and you can ultimately, you're still good. You can grab opposite elbows over the top of your head. And then as you breathe and relax, feel the body weight distribute equally in your hips. Knees are still squeezing together. Tailbone lengthens down towards the front of your mat. Chin down towards your chest, and at the same time, your chest lifting up to touch your chin. So one meeting place, two efforts in the body. Okay, you can bring your hands down to your feet. Use the help of your elbows to prop you all the way back up. Head comes up at the end. Good, and let's turn around onto our backs. So swing around, feet towards the back of your mat, head towards the top of your mat. And we're gonna do some bridge and wheel work, and then a little final meditation. So lay down on your back, bend your knees to your bridge position, heels close to the hips. Your feet are parallel. I'm gonna give you options. So you can keep the palms flat down by your side, or you can interlace the fingers like we did in locust on our bellies. So wherever you are is cool. Set up your feet, take a deep breath in, and press your hips up. Good. So once you're here, if you can sort of come onto the shoulders, bring your hands underneath and interlace, go for it. In which case you would press the pinky side of the hand down, heels down, hips and butt up. You sort of just got to make it a decision that you're going to go higher with your hips than you plan to and lift up a little bit more. Feel that upper butt muscle turn on and hold you there. Breathing. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down, release your grip. Good. So we're going to take 2 more sets. If you need to stay with the bridge, stay with the bridge. If you're ready for wheel, you bring your hands by your ears, fingers point forward. If you're not sure and you're kind of between the two, I'm going to give you some options. So if you're going for wheel, just go ahead and press up. If you're making your way there, lift up your heels, lift up your hips, and start by coming onto the top of your head. Still, you're good there. Then you can start to press all the way up when you find the upper body strength. Right? Sometimes your back's ready, but maybe your arms are not. If you're in your wheel, bring your head towards your butt. Okay, to safely come out, When you're ready, bring your chin to your chest, shoulders hit the floor first, and then your butt. Okay, since we did so much work on our back bending and our shoulders for the final variation, I want to give you the option to do forearm wheel. So again, bridge, second set of wheel, or this variation, third set, we'll all move into it together either way. Let's take a deep breath in, press up. Oh, Siri is talking. So if you're ready for forearm wheel, well, you can actually come from the top of your head, one forearm down at a time, and press up through the chest and look towards your hands. You're good there. Legs can go straight. Huge change. Woo, it's been a while, old friend. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, relax. You can shake out your legs, extend your legs. And we're gonna unwind the deep back bend with a twist. So pull your knees in towards your chest. Let's maybe take a little happy baby to alleviate the lower back. As you're in your happy baby, you try to press the lower back to the floor. And when you rock back side to side, it's a little bit of a foam rolling kind of relief on the muscles. Okay, bring your knees in. Drop your knees over to the right side. Left arm extends. Right hand to the left outer hip. And then gaze, chin and gaze drop over your left shoulder. So knees can be close to your armpits or your right armpit, or it could be a little lower. It really just depends on your body today. And that right hand to your hip can sort of guide the twist by stabilizing your hips and allowing you to twist a little bit more from the abdomen and the navel. So just keeping these options in mind. Let the left hip feel heavy down towards the left knee. Twist a little deeper. Let's change to the other side. When you're ready, swing your legs over and bring your chin and gaze to the right. Okay, bring your knees back to center when you feel ready and take a stretch from head to toe. So just stretch your legs out long, bring your arms overhead and just feel the body stretch as long as possible. Okay, bring your feet in to recline butterfly position. So just how we started, soles of feet together, bring one hand to your belly. So just maybe to the sacral chakra below the navel, and your left hand to the solar plexus. You can go heart and solar plexus, wherever your hands rest. You want to feel that your breath in your lungs, and you want to feel the heart beating in your chest. I want to transition into a final Shavasana for final meditation. If you have a pillow nearby and you like to place it below your back, you can do more of like a heart opening final position. You can stay where you are, wherever you sort of feel comfortable, palms facing up so that you're receiving all the good energy you're now open for. Just let all the heavy parts of your body start to sink a little bit. And as we worked on opening our hearts and bending the spine, just wanted to finish with a little word on the heart chakra. And then a few final words as well. So it says, when that anahata chakra is healthy, you will learn to listen to the voice of your higher self and avoid the wants of the lower self. The anahata chakra governs the heart and blood, the lungs and the arms. It also affects your feelings of social identity, how you can trust people, and how compassionate you are to them. The best way to think of the anahata chakra is that it is the chakra directly linked to your heart. It focuses on feelings of love and connection with other people, and it allows us to trust life. So, drawing upon what we talked of earlier, maybe imagining yourself enveloped in the color green, or maybe the color pink. Feeling the openness in the front of your body and the strength in the back. And then some a little bit more energetic words about the heart in a final excerpt by Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of my favorites. He said, write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. The new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. So I'd rather not rouse you guys. I kind of like to leave you here and allow you to come out of this final Shavasana space when you're ready. I'll still be here if anyone wants to chat. But I want you to sort of sit with the space that you found. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. It's been an honor to be here with you. Namaste.
Maria, thank you so much.
How do you feel?
Sore. It was wonderful. You did a fantastic job. It was challenging,
Awesome. I'm so glad.
especially given I haven't done any of this since June.
Oh, wow.
It was wonderful. I
Yeah.
actually do feel much more open.
Good. That's the idea.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. That was wonderful. That was super clear. I really appreciate it a lot. I love it how like sometimes the people that like are the most humble and talented have like or get the most nervous before they teach.
Mm.
So yeah, that was
Yeah, I do. I've been in knots over it, but that felt really nice. And one thing I noticed through the whole like pandemic virtual thing is that it really like the sense of community is not lost. You know, seeing people on a screen and teaching on a screen is